What's up everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about a $15,000 wholesale deal I did here in Dove Valley, Arizona. This was an amazing wholesale deal, so make sure you stick around to the end of the video. Also, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you go down below, hit the red button, and subscribe to the channel. It helps me reach more people and impact more lives, so I'd really appreciate it if you go subscribe. Other than that, let's get right into the video. All right, so let's get right into it. This $15,000 wholesale deal, this deal was super easy because it was a newer build home. The home was built in 2008, so it had the tile roof, new stucco, the paint wasn't that old. So things like this make it so much easier to wholesale the house because you're not worried about things like foundation and roof. You're also not worried about things like AC, right? The AC's from 2008, so it's not that old. It must be in decent shape. So all those things make it so much easier to wholesale a house that's newer like this, and so many more buyers want to buy houses that were built newer, like built in the 2000s, because they run into less headaches and less issues pop up. So first off, how did we get the lead? We got the lead from cold calling a high equity list. So how did the seller have a lot of equity? It was because they were the first homeowner to ever live in this property. They bought the property in 2008 when it was built, so they were able to build up equity, right? The market had just crashed in 2008, and as you've seen, since then, the market has risen so much for us seeing all-time highs in 2021 of the real estate market. So they had a good amount of equity, so there was room to work with, right? They could take a little bit of a discount and still make money, and we would be able to get the property at a discount and still make money. And that's why it's good working with high equity homeowners, because they have profit margin to work with, and that way they can give us profit margin to work with. So once we got on the phone with this homeowner, we realized that they took great care of the property, pride of ownership. They took amazing care of the property. The flooring was in good shape. The countertops, the cabinets were in good shape. And keep in mind, the property is only from 2008, so it's not that old, so you could think that things would be in good shape. But I have seen properties from 2008, 2010, 2012, even 2014 or 2016, where a terrible homeowner lived in the property and they've completely destroyed it. Even though the property was fairly new, they've completely destroyed it. So it was a good thing that even though the property was not that old, the owners took very good care of it. So we knew whichever fix and flipper or investor, cash buyer that was going to buy the deal wouldn't have to put too much work into the property. They would just have to do a lipstick remodel. A lipstick remodel is when, you basically just do fresh paint, clean up the baseboards, maybe fix some dings and dents around the property, but ultimately you don't have to do much. So we knew to clean up this property, it would only cost around $15,000 max, so we knew that we could lower our repair estimate on our calculations when trying to make up an offer for this property. So the seller was asking around $440,000 for the property, and the ARV, the after repair value, was around $525,000. But keep in mind, when we're calculating commissions that the fix and flipper is going to have to pay when they go to sell the property into our offer, commissions are 3% for each side, for the buyer and seller when you go to sell the property. And so that's a 6% total. And 6% is a lot more when you're looking at a $500,000 exit price compared to a $300,000 exit price. So we had to include that into our calculations. After running our numbers and realizing it was going to need a $15,000 remodel, 6% in commissions, the buyer's going to want to make 10%, and around 1 to 2% in closing costs, we calculated that our offer needed to be right around $400,000 to $410,000. So we started at $400,000 and we didn't budge. We wanted to try to bring them all the way down to $400,000, and after 20-30 minutes of negotiating and trying to convince them that our service of cash sale, as is, no cleanup, no open house, super easy sale, we were able to convince them that our service of providing all that was worth more than the dollar amount, and we were able to get them to agree to $400,000. Remember that your service can be worth more than the dollar amount. I see this happen all the time. So once we got them to agree to $400,000, we sent over the contract via e-sign and we got them to sign the contract. After that, I went out to the property to take pictures of it, and the property was in really good shape. And before I left the property, I made sure to get a video testimonial with the seller to use on my website, which is really, really helpful. I'll throw some pictures up so you can see as well. The property is not that old and is in good shape. So now that I had pictures of the property, I could start marketing the property. I email blasted it to all the cash buyers in Arizona. I posted it in all the real estate Facebook groups, and I posted it on Craigslist. And I started getting offers. I got a bunch of offers in the 380s and 390s, and then I got one offer at $430,000. So my highest offer was at $430,000, so I decided to walk that buyer through the property. I took that buyer through the property on a Sunday. He walked through it. Property looked good. Everything was good. He said he needed 24 hours to run his final calculations and give me his final opinion. So after 24 hours, he reached out to me and he said he was going to have to be at $412,000. So he said he was going to have to be at $412,000, and I wasn't having it. I was able to bring him up $3,000. I was like, can you do an even $415? You know, you were at $430 originally. Can we just cut it in half? At least give me $415. I thought $415 was a fair price. You know, all my other offers from other cash buyers were coming in so much lower that I felt like, you know, $415 is pretty good price, $15,000 assignment fee. And I was like, come on, let's do it. Let's make a deal happen. And he said, fine, I'll do $415,000. I got him to sign the assignment contract. And boom, we sent everything to title, and from there on out, the transaction process was easy, except we ran into one hiccup. Because I email blasted the deal out to all the cash buyers, someone came by knocking on the door asking the seller, are you selling the house? Can I give you a cash offer? And they're like, we already sold it. But then they called me all nervous. Why are people knocking on our door? I was like, oh, sometimes when you go into escrow, a list comes out that your property's in escrow, and then people like me market to it. And they believed me, you know, and then they calmed down and whatnot. But other than that, the transaction process was easy, and we got it to the closing table, and the deal closed, and I got paid a $15,000 assignment fee. And like I said, just a lipstick remodel is exactly what the cash buyer did. This property closed on the MLS about a month ago, and it looks like he made a pretty good penny on it. You know, I made good money, he made good money, it's a win, but he did just a lipstick remodel. He painted the house, he staged the house where he got a company to come in and put nice furniture to stage the house and make it look good for the market, and then he also redid the master bathroom. The master bathroom wasn't in great shape, it didn't have a great layout, so it was good that he remodeled that master bathroom, and I think that was the selling point of the property. But other than that, another great wholesale deal, and I'm so happy to be able to do these wholesale deals and bring them to your attention. That way you know it's real and you know how these deals go. That way you know you're going to run into some of the same issues that I am, and that way you're prepared for it from hearing from my stories. So if you like these videos, make sure to hit the like button. Also, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you go down below, hit the red button, and subscribe to the channel. It helps me reach more people and impact more lives, so I'd really appreciate it if you go subscribe. But other than that, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.